He's done it. Here we go, ladies and gents. Fnatic Rising, FURIA Academy, and Inferno to see out this BO1.
Yeah.
Fnatic on the T side with a lot of nades.
If you wanted to draw some parallels between ZMB and Art, I could not blame you, right? I think they share some qualities in terms of how they like to lead, the weapons they like to use. And I would say ZMB is more like your situational AWPer. I doubt he's going to be feeling the burn of an Inferno T side when they get onto it. Out towards the top of B for Fnatic Rising. They get all this control, they get it silently, and there's only one man leaning towards this side of the map for FURIA Academy. It is ZMB, the leader of this FURIA squad, now calling for rotations to come in.
Yeah, he was going to use his smoke, but then he realized even if he pops it, like, they're not respecting it. They're going to go through. So save the smoke for the retake. You've also got a kit. You're 5-on-5 here, and you're moving up Banana. Only one man to stop them. That's Regali. PT50 looking good, takes the first, and they expect a repeat. They get it. ZMB hiding in the back of Coffins, or Ruins rather, and they go right by him. Missed shot. He needed that one. Now at least the CTs know they're getting pressured, getting pushed in the spawn process, trying to hold on, and he's done all he needs to do, getting that kill. The kit's lost back in Ruins, and this round is ruined by Fnatic. Nice stuff. KST and Process finding 2 apiece. And I want to quickly touch on KST, because he has, in both the Vertigo games, as the B anchor, had a lot of trouble. He has started both games very quiet, very slow.
He had like a 1-14 and then like a 3-14 the other day.
Right? And like he recovered and he had like good rounds near the end, but it did feel like, if only he started stronger earlier, that could be everything. Well, now we're on a different map. Now we're on one that's going to be a lot more, simple to just fit in with rather. And he's already, beaten out his first half of Vertigo in that pistol.
Mate, Process, think of your eyes, guy.
Fresh cut, though.
Yeah, of course. But look at Process. Look how close he is to the monitor.
Oh, dear.
ZMB going to catch Pepsor over in alt mid. Regali with the trade.
Right,
brings us back into a 4-on-4. The Galil over here in mid, going blow for blow with the scout. And they're not going to give this fight up to the player in top of middle. KST, getting more of a game out of him already. Okay, KST, I'm very, very happy that we get to see him on a different map. I really am. He's getting to show us what he can do a bit more. And look at all the freedom he's found in this round for his team. He's like, boys, I'm in A. Like, literally, just come out of apartments. It's free. The water's warm. The fish are swimming. I don't know if that would entice you to want to go in more or less, but...
Depends what fish, I guess. The piranhas.
KST's dead now to the Deagle, and suddenly it's not as clear-cut as maybe it should have been.
Yeah, 2 low players as well for Fnatic Rising, whereas only Decent T is tagged up on the other side. Winnable round, but they don't clear the corner, and Process grabs another, leaving it just on Ninjas. 1-on-2. He's got the health to do it. Can he hit the shots? Oh, the flick is close, but not quite. Regali will long it out, and Fnatic will find their conversion. Let's see how they're feeling after that one. Fnatic, we're going to be jumping in their team speak for the anti-eco.
I'll take my turn. I have no util. Actually, I have a smoke. I can scout whatever you guys want.
Can you buy a nade as well?
Yeah.
Come be with us. Just molly up car, and if they don't do anything, we will triple nade sandbags, and I will molly pool.
Okay, sure.
You're going to do the bounce molly, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the deep molly.
Okay. Wait. 1, 2.
Ready, guys?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm picking with the HGs. That follow?
I'm molly pool. Yeah, good.
I have flash pull as well. Can you both peek it?
Go.
I'm flashing now.
Flashing? Okay.
Boom.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I'm talking coils as well.
Wait.
Yes,
Yeah, smoke coils on. Let me play it. Let me go on, you guys.
One more mid. Nice. One more mid.
That could be.
Nothing. Careful pushing the smoke.
Harfish be Pepe. And they can reverse.
Nothing.
It was not him.
Nice.
No. Okay, we'll say them. Yep.
Probably playing on a smoke. Careful. I'm watching coils.
He could time you banana, right? He could come down.
Yeah, if he goes T-spawn.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
I'm clearing ruins.
I think he's CT.
Yeah, could be.
Why are they laughing? What the fuck?
Crazy. Oh, that guy.
What is he writing?
Just saw something on Twitter, I guess. Are they insane? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, very clean, very, very nice for Fnatic. Everyone's calm, everyone's in it for the win, looking for another W today. And hopefully in regulation for a change. FURIA, though, they are certainly up for the job, right? They have a really good T-side on this map. So even if things look sour to start for FURIA, hold out for that second half before you get worried.
Well, something we can note right away is the AWPs are out on both sides of the field. ZMB donning his on the CT half, and Regali putting this T-side AWP to use, trying to take a fast fight up through Banana. Oh my God, it's loud all right. The utility raining down and Process opens up. Now Ninja's playing around the cart. Could be in a world of hurt. Look at this aggression. Decency running them down. They're not ready, but he's whiffed the spray. How does he get a double? Process isn't going to dig out two in the meantime. The guy living in his monitor has just opened up the B-bomb site. Bomb now going down. Like, Process puts the sus back in Process without in the game he is.
They're going to boost here. Fnatic ready. They're double dark. I love the bait and switch here. It's not going to be expected. FURIA going up. Smoke on the coffin. And he knows at least one is Banana, but nothing is being given away. And yeah, FURIA, at a certain point, you have to call it. Save is coming in. And they're giving away 4. Orb does get dragged into the next round, just about, on ZMB. So you've still got hope to win the next round, but we know how Inferno goes, right? We know how difficult the CT side is, even with everyone armed. All it's going to take is 2 kills in the right place, and suddenly it's a done deal. It's a save. So nice entries up B. It got a bit scary there. The Process is able to trade out Decency, who does decently in getting both kills after almost whiffing. He whiffs like the first 20 bullets in a row, and then he doubles up right at the end of the mag. 4-0 for Fnatic, though. Very impressive start, considering FURIA have looked ferocious in the games we've already seen.
Yeah, and you're already getting like flares of the signature FURIA aggression that we're used to seeing, right? They're not afraid to let a round get a little bit crazy. In fact, I would say in those wild moments, that's often when they do some of their best work. Once again, big utility fight over here at Banana. This time, Fnatic Rising are not as keen to go and fight in amongst all the util. And I can't really say I blame them. Process is still dinked down low by pre-fire down through Banana. And so that's going to be a bit of a limitation to Fnatic Rising early on, especially when you think about how instrumental a character Process has been on this T side so far.
He's Bames Jonding it, mate. He's 7-0-0. So yeah, safe to say you'd love him to be able to activate in this round, but got to make do with what you got. He can either go in first and just be a bait and you trade him, or he can try and play for the round win and live as long as he can, hope his team can muscle their way to a winnable situation. Still 5 up and 4 in middle. Fnatic waiting out the mid-smoke, but after the fact, they're going to look to try and take some space. Re-smoked over the top, and FURIA flashed off at least. Don't want to keep this short setup forever, and wisely so. Fnatic have run through that mid-smoke. No respect for it. Heading towards a long side, looking like they're faking out a mid to B. It doesn't feel like that's where it's ending up. And there's no long player to confirm this either. Ninjas just getting in off the B-bomb site. They clear him. Keve with a massive kill. And now you're scared of B if you're FURIA, but it's always going to be an A-Wrap unless they want to change their mind. They've lost Banana control. No real reason to commit to B. There's 10 seconds. They need to go somewhere now. They need to wrap into A and win the round. And look at the CTs. They've outbrained themselves. They've out-rotated right down the mid, and they're flanking the B play that's not happening. What a play. Fnatic just taking a few more seconds, going quiet in spawn, and FURIA, a complete misread, a fumble. On the plus side, you save your guns. But on the downside, you were in the position to win the round. You had 3 players on A with 10 seconds.
That is unreal. That is, like, they almost can't believe it on this side of FURIA Academy.
I almost don't blame that rotate, because it's like, well, they've got the A kill, but there's like 10 seconds and they're not actually pushing. They've got to be running through spawn. And on B, FURIA didn't have the info. Their only player was at car. So they didn't even know if there were like 4 dudes running him down CT. That's
Unreal.
That's a really weird round, though.
Man, this is a really good look for Fnatic Rising, though, right? They are getting better with each game that passes. You know, they debut on day 1 with that tense overtime loss to mouz NXT. Then they win day 2 with the victory over VP in overtime. Now they're looking to get one done in regulation. This would be a very, very fast, but you know, consistent track of progress out of Fnatic Rising.
Yeah, and again, a team that was just similar to Big, but even more so, just formed in time for this event, literally announced on the day.
So that's one of the things that's so impressive for me. I think, you know, when we were still seeing this team, like, figuring out how they gel together, what's up there, you know, that stuff that only gets better the more time you have. That's why, like, the old caveat for squads used to be, yeah, we need more time. Like, you know, bonds and experiences and, like, you know, the relationship between players is only built through time. The thing that's been really impressive is, like, early on, I think it was largely like just trying to brute force their way in with individuals, but we've definitely seen the gameplay tighten up tenfold as the games have gone on. And with really, really strong individuals already able to cause a stir on the first few games, it begs the question, like, once the strategy starts falling into place, once everyone's comfortable together, where's the limit for this Fnatic Rising squad?
Absolutely, especially with such a relaxed playing schedule for this event, right? 1 BO1 a day for every team for 2 weeks straight. That gives you a load of time in every day to practice, to scrim, to anti-strat your opponents, to go through the demos, to watch the other games, to see what your competition's like. You know, you actually have a lot of time to prepare right now. And it being summer and many people being off school, even better for some of these players, especially the younger ones who might still be in, you know, full-time education. So yeah, it's awesome. And we're seeing already Fnatic looking even better than day 1. 5-0 up and moving into banana. ZMB needs to run, getting out of position, getting out of danger, and covered by the FAMAS of ninjas. Fnatic throwing the wall smoke. ZMB is not convinced. He wants to fight in front of it. His own CT smoke down. He swaps sides to the spawn, and out go Fnatic back to A.
Yeah, once again, if you want to draw some contrast to other teams here, I would say Fnatic Rising occupy a style similar to that of, like, the Young Ninjas, in that it's very, you know, mid-round heavy, very much down to these kind of, you know, slow-burning defaults that then explode into a play. They're not like your Astralis Talents where they've got these gnarly set pieces to throw at you. It's a lot more about pushing and prodding, taking away key areas of the map, and using that to their advantage in these site takes. They've still got to get past this double hold. FURIA in pit, the only guy left, and they drop on top of him. His nade does take one out of the round in his dying breath, but is that enough to send the other 2 players in?
Doesn't look like it. That's so sad, man. ZMB, he's just been getting avoided, right? He was obviously, I'd imagine, the guy who made the call when he was on A with that 10-second round to rotate out, to flank down banana. And, you know, ever since that, he's just been avoided. B AWPing, they're not there. Back to A, they're not there. And so, yeah, getting made to look like a fool again is not fun for FURIA. 6-0 for Fnatic, and they've had just excellent reads already in this game. What a great performance out of these boys. It's an international squad as well, right? It's not even, you know, a full Swedish stack. Got representation from all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the only kind of previous relationship in this team is between Pepsor and Keve, the two Swedes, right?
And the others are Portuguese, Romanian, and German. So quite the mix. But whatever that mix is, man, it's mixing well. 6-0, another gun round for FURIA. They've had lots of buys. Thankfully, saves have enabled them to continue reinvesting, but it's about converting these rounds, and right now there's nothing. Look at the pace change. I love this for Fnatic. Oh, they're going so quick, and it's a triple B. FURIA have numbers in all the wrong places. Apps crawl and double at setup. This is so weird.
Yeah, and now they're realizing, like, well, this is not what we wanted. They are able to win these first 2 engagements, and so suddenly FURIA Academy might be able to turn this around. Oh, Pepsor gonna delete ZMB. Now Regali wrapping the player up in apartments as well. It's a 3-on-2 retake for FURIA Academy. A kill having just come in on Kebe, pushed up at long. Now they're spurred on. This is one of the best chances for a retake they've had in this entire half yet. And so they've got to do good on it. But with Regali still alive, and this AWP posted on the short side, he might have something to say about the retake. Pepsor in with the first. Regali trades that kill out. 1v1, and Regali ain't missing, baby. 7-0. Fnatic Rising continue this flawless scoreline, and Regali smiles all the way to the bank. It is so impressive that this guy is still finding usage out of this T-side AWP. There are so many more established AWPers who lean away from AWPing T-side Inferno altogether, and yet he's bringing it out and constantly able to find some sort of success with it.
Yeah, what a massive round. 3 in it as well. He got the apps flank combat AWPing in the hallway, and then even just a quick shot to close. Credit to Pepsor as well in that 2v3.
Yeah.
He gets mollied out of the plant. It feels like he's dead and he's not going to get a kill. If he dies with nothing, there's almost no way Regali can win that round. I know how dangerous that sentence is, but yeah, Pepsor, he's pushed out with a molly.
No,
He jumps
Pepsor was
up,
key.
gets to the back, still gets a kill, even though they know he's there, and then Regali can close. So yeah, good little 1-2 punch there for Fnatic Rising, and there, yeah, some cheeky smiles as well. They're feeling it now,
mate,
aren't they?
Here's the other thing, right? Like, especially for a guy like Regali, I think everyone has been very impressed with his AWPing that's tuned in, right? And he's become a bit of like a fan favorite in a sense. And you can only imagine what that does for this guy's confidence, right? He's been like fragging out and doing this whole time, but now he's got a bunch of people rallied behind him going, yeah, man, Regali, bring that heat, baby, get on that main roster.
And you know, he even tweeted that like he was showing some nerves on that first day, and like,
no,
wait a second.
Hang on a moment, the Deagles, the FURIA Academy Deags might just strip this round away after all.
It was about time.
Process 1v3 up through Banana. There's still the AWP here on ZMB, and finally his patience is rewarded. I'm happy for ZMB, man. When he actually is in the right spot with that AWP and able to put it to use, you won't get him missing.
No, that is good. Yep, just patient back a beat, and the pistols avoided. Nice round for FURIA, getting that out of nowhere. But yeah, just to finish your point on that Regali talk, right? Like, you know, maybe he was nervous on day one. Well, when people start backing you up and start, representing you and saying how good you are, and the results are starting to build, well, that's when that confidence, that nervousness turns into confidence, right? That's when you can, fire it or become fired up with that.
Yeah.
Use it to your benefit. Look at the ult push. Oh my goodness. Running down middle is ninjas. And in the apartments, he's got support. He's locked a player in the corner, but he can't get the kill. KST finding the frag alongside Process as well, getting a B pick. And trapped in Apps' decent blinded out and finished by KST, who again is having a far better performance than any of his previous maps.
Yeah, Vertigo just is not his map, I think it's fair to say. We're getting more of the KST we wanted to see. Which, that's always a great sign, because it didn't really feel like, even with him being quiet, I get it would have, well, actually, no, I was going to say, like, him being quiet was always quite detrimental, because these were overtime games, and it's like, mate, if we're able to get him...
It doesn't matter if you're 1-14, you're having a problem.
Yeah. And so it's like, mate, if we're able to get him on a few different maps, if we find the Fnatic pool goes deeper than Vertigo, then it's a very exciting prospect, because with a tiny bit more firepower, those games could have been entirely different scorelines, dominant to Fnatic Rising in regulation.
All right, ZMB flashing a peek, and it's the flick that will miss. I like how ZMB is switching up his sights a lot.
Kind of has to, hasn't really been given much of an option in that, given that every time he's lent towards B, they've hit this A bomb site. So he's trying to put himself in the action, and that's commendable. ZMB, he knows as well that like AWPing is only going to get harder in this second half, so
warm up while you can. Fnatic taking a banana crawl, moving up with numbers. Got 2 CTs here, both playing spawn side. It's a bit of a bait from Pyria as for Pyria by ninjas. He's going to drop the smoke after he spots a player, and hopefully the boost can get some value as he wraps Coffin. Fnatic still have to clear some spots before they get there, though. They have an anti-flash setup right now. Prozis is watching. His teammate is below the wall looking away. If Prozis gets flashed, his teammate will swing. No aggression though for FURIA. 30 seconds. They are stalling the play as long as they can. Smoke coming down.
With
That
a
will fade at
triple,
15.
with a triple short side setup over on A, you will not have these rotations in quickly, right? They are going to take a long time to come through. And so these players in the site have got to trade evenly at a bare minimum. Starting it off with a man advantage can be enough, right? You could just back away and play a retake setup now in this 5-on-4 with the triple banana push. And that seems to be the decision. FURIA keeps it in the advantage of FURIA Academy. He keeps them invested in this retake with that kill over at Banana. And Drop is in with yet another kill in favor of the FURIA squad. Finally, it's starting to come together. Regali and KST left in a 2-on-4, and Regali smoked off. So KST is essentially alone at this point in time. Good for the first. But now what can Regali do? They're going to get on this bomb. Yeah. He won't be able to spam it out. He's going to have to go through the smoke and deny it, and the defuse is stuck. 2 on the board for FURIA Academy as that B retake comes through. And really, it's props to the player up on the boost, just falling off, knowing that a 5-on-4 is enough to see that round through.
Yeah, maybe if KST peeked left new box, he would have got that kill, but he kind of got baited in. He was like chasing the player by swinging wide right and here. And then you can see the trade is so easy. They actually had no util to get him out of position. If he just tucks, there's a chance that the time alone wins Fnatic the round. But not to know that, of course. And he was very low. So you're so scared that a molly or a nade is just going to come over and end your round. Nice stuff for FURIA though, right? A safe B-side setup for a change. They get the kills, they fall off the boost, and they play retake. That will keep Fnatic back towards this A site. ZMB dropping Keve down middle. Finally, a man up for FURIA and untraded at that. Got to feel good. Need to make the most of this position though. Don't give a pick back to Regali's AWP. He sat in middle, trained in. But FURIA are not making that mistake. I say that ZMB is going to take a little look-see.
Yeah, that was the peak that like could have just broken this round, as sad as that is to say. You know, this T-side off is hard-pressed to get those openers if you don't feed it. And now you've handed over a 3-on-3. One man in the A-bomb site. Decency dead on the peak. And ZMB is kicking himself, man. The only way that Regali could have found a 4-on-4 is exactly if that happens. Like, if you don't peek him, that kill never is going to get recuperated. The AWP would have had to commit to the push up through middle with the rest of the team, and you might have been in a way better spot.
Yeah, well, you would have been. If you just stayed on that double short setup, he had a teammate tucked under, he could have played the corner, and it would have been a lot better. That's to say the very least.
Yeah, it's a bit of a feels bad man moment for FURIA as well, because like he's committed to the double AWP setup. Oh, sorry, the double short setup, and it's like, great. Now I'm here alone. We've had to pull Decency out of pit to come up and try and help. Everyone's caught, like, changing positions.
It's also the in-game leader's curse of always wanting to know what's going on, right? Like, when things go quiet on a map like Inferno, you don't have info, you really don't have info. Like, you don't know if they're about to, you know, triple flood apartments and drop with a flash, or if they're about to run an exec on B. Like, it's very scary being in those mid rounds. And so I'm not surprised to see someone get a bit invasive and try and take some information. But yeah, like, it's a huge mistake in a 5-on-4 to do that. And look at the result it has. Fnatic get all the entries off the back of that kill, and they win another key rifle round, putting FURIA's money in the bin.
Yeah, you know, the thing I always think about T-side AWPing on this map is like it's very dependent, really. Like, your success is dependent on how much your opponents are willing to fight you a lot of the time, right? You know, and that's why you don't really see it bought out, because until the bomb goes down, oftentimes it's hard to even be impactful with a T-side AWP, right? Yeah. And so it's only through fighting this AWP in middle that Regali's even going to get to have much of a chance in the early round.
Yeah, he's a scary guy on the AWP. You don't want to give Regali alone the option to fight. Now, FURIA's up on the balcony. He's about to get flashed out of the world. Can he get a kill as it pops? Oh, knife out.
Oh, no.
Oh, the Glock. Brain.
Oh, brutal. Decency. A dead to Keve. Late lurk. The last man through apartments checks the angle. And it's just the save for FURIA Academy. But yeah, look, man, just to kind of lend a bit more credibility to this idea of, yeah, T-side opens hard. Regardless there, when that site push is coming in, he's like not even involved in the slightest. He's waiting all the way back in alt mid, holding for fast banana flanks. And that's because, you know, the AWP and the apartments take, useless, really. You want to have the rifles leading the way.
Yeah, it was always going to be a save, isn't it? At least they get the guns out on FURIA's side. It was only a half buy. Now they can fully invest and actually have some money left over as well. So this AWP will be attainable. But really, we're talking about this in terms of buys for FURIA because they haven't really got much else. They're just trying to grab onto a round.
So Hugo, I would love to hear from you, right? Based on what you know, we're 3 days in now.
Okay.
We're not even a quarter of the way through.
No.
But if you were to give me like top 3 teams, who would you put in that?
What, in any particular order?
Any particular order. I don't care like
who's top 3.
Yeah. I don't care about an order. That's difficult, and there's so many games left to be played.
I would go big.
Yeah. If
we get the Na'Vi that we saw today on more maps, I would actually put Na'Vi up there as well.
Yeah.
Maybe part of me wants to say Fnatic
Rising,
but I think I'm getting tainted or baited by this game right here because it would be FURIA before this game.
I'm the same, yeah.
But like this game, not as much. It is hard, and every map is going to be so severely different for each team as well. So yeah, okay, I'll be decisive. I'll give you my 3. I'll go FURIA, Na'Vi, big. Actually, I'm not even thinking about the young ninjas.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
He's fluffed it. Look, little B play from Fnatic Rising, but they're a man down. A 3-on-4 KST, not normally an AWP, but here he is, holding off the CT rotations. Regali bringing out the main AWP as well, posted up. This is where Regali comes into his own, right? When you give him these post plants and he's able to just hold this angle, he's never even needed because KST is stealing all the glory for himself. And Piri is left to save. KST, I'm so glad we got you off of Vertigo. I didn't realize what it was doing to your very soul, but my God, we will... I hope we don't have him back on that map anytime soon for his sake.
I actually liked Fnatic on that map. Like, their T-sides were actually really fresh and, like, you know, their CT sides, okay. Yeah, no, not at all. Not a fan. KST could not anchor B, maybe change his spot. But at the same time, you don't want somebody who doesn't like the map to play a more important spot. It's a mess. But generally, yeah, Fnatic's T-sides have looked really, really good on all the maps. This included. Safe to say, 11-2 is pretty good.
So I think if I had to give my top 3, it's changed a bit because FURIA were definitely up in it, but I think they might have been knocked down now. I think for me, my top 3 teams, Young Ninjas, the Fnatic Rising squad, and Big Omen Academy. That's how I'm looking at this right now.
It's fair, yeah. I forgot, I don't know how I forgot about Young Ninjas, but...
Curious, though, that for both of us, mouz and XT, not even in that list.
They've been here, but they haven't had the results, man. Like, they may have the players, they may have the experience, and we know what the result is, but at this event, not so much. Nice little double at the top of B for drop. He even gets flashed in. But Regali holding on. Does it pay off? Smoke kills the chicken. Drop's going to give it up. Wisely so. 5-on-3. You don't want to be giving any way back in. ZMB is not going to do that either. Tucked in on the long corner. Rotate swapping now. Ninja's moving over for Decency with that double AWP, or the second AWP. And Fnatic are grouping up on this B-bomb site. It's going to wonder where that leaves KST in this round. He's got a bit of util to fake if he wants, but that's one hell of a fake. Can't get another. It's a kill anyway. AWP missing a shot. Pepsor going to try and smoke him off. That leaves one man alone at B.
Yeah, there's a tiny gap in that, and Decency seems aware of it. Flashing his teammate out for a peek from Nubox, but he's burnt alive before the peek comes in. Oh no! That's not how that was meant to happen. Decency doesn't want to swing this. Instead, he's holding for players setting up in post-plant angles, and he misses the opportunity. Regali takes out another from this AWP in the site, and suddenly what was a round that looked destined for FURIA Academy is left hanging in the balance of this retake. Pepsor up and over, will get taken out. It's a 1v1. Regali, so good in these clutches. Decency left to beat, and Regali again. You give him the AWP in the post plant, throw in a deagle for good measure, and he's got you around. 12 for Fnatic Rising, and you can now see why we're so excited about this young man. Regali, oh, he's keeping it up, and he's kept it up throughout every game Fnatic Rising have played.
18 years of age, and yeah, absolutely no experience on the top level, but this guy looks so calm, looks so collected, and is always hitting the shots.
No, it is really, really sweet, man. I think people can't help but get swept up in the story of this Fnatic Rising squad, right?
That's such a... Oh, there he goes again. It's such a surprise as well, because, I mean, there was no real, like, building into this team for Fnatic. There was no, oh, I can't wait to see this team.
They announced it on the day of the event!
It was more like, who's on this team? Oh, okay, I don't know who these guys are, but good luck. And wow, they have really looked good, haven't they? Pepsor, the one guy in the team who we at least, you know, had some understanding of. And alongside...
Right, well, Hugo, look at this. This is a man advantage retake again, right? But we still have these integral pieces left standing. I'm really looking at Pepsor and Regali in this round. Kebe down here in pit is holding the short side. Taps out one through the smoke, so suddenly this 4-on-3 is a 3-on-3. It's an even odds bout now. Regali posted up with the AWP, has to care about both sides of the site, and he's good for that first. FURIA will blindside him, but it's Pepsor with the trade, locking in a dominant half, 13-2 in favor of Fnatic Rising. And are we really going to have 3 back-to-back one-sided games after OTs and 30 rounders the whole way through this competition?
Yeah, that's what I was shocked at, right? Like, I didn't think we were going to get this every time. And we've had so many close games, so many 14-5s, 14-7s that have gone the distance, have gone 30-plus rounds. And, I didn't think any stomps were going to happen in this event after our first couple of days. But here we go. Today is the day of stomps, the day of getting us back on schedule, and Fnatic are at the forefront of that. Not quite the 14-1s that the previous 2 maps included, but I'd say you'd be pretty happy with a 13-2. Especially considering what this means, assuming Fnatic close, is they're giving FURIA their first loss. That's cool. That also means Big would be cemented as the only 3-0 team. FURIA could have at least caught them up here today, but right now it's not looking so good. Fnatic Rising. It's always hard when you're down so far. And so we wonder where the brains of FURIA are at yet again. We're going to be once more taking another deep dive into the TeamSpeak of FURIA once we get back into the pistol round. Let's just get rid of these Regali highlights and maybe hear what the Brazilians have to say in this second half.
Yeah, let's just open up the TeamSpeak right now. FURIA Academy. Let's listen in.
Segura o banco pra você. Ó. Quem vai meio?
Seu ninja, acho que tá com asp.
Vou tapete com desenho. Vão por baixo pela ponte, né? Eu acho que eles vão rushar, hein?
Pode ser.
Trava, não trava eu. Dando bang banana. Tem bang meio também.
Nada meio.
Pulou,
MF, viu ponte.
MF
pulando.
Final da fala, hein? Colocando tiro, hein?
O cara vai ganhar tapete. A gente tá tirando. Vê se ele rush tapete, tá? Ele pegou info camp e voltou, tá?
Vai ser de trefe? Eles têm 4 piscinas.
Deve ser 4A, mano. Deve ser o nosso pistol. O cara passa pulando no campo, tem strafe na base.
Você tá estrefando ainda? Vamos ver piscina.
Pulando o rato, eu tô saindo o rato, tô indo pra vocês.
Bora B.
Não ficaram no meio, tá? Ninguém picou meio. Eles não tem info.
Mano, eu vou smocar da fúria do bomb, tá? Tá. Para. Base. Vou bangar pro bomb. Vai. Banguei bomb.
Comendo bomb. Base smocou.
Nada tripla, nada cachorro.
Vamos ganhar 3D.
Vamos. Só vai.
Passar pulando.
Vai, passa.
Base.
Travei base.
Quer comer base?
Não. 3D é nosso. Não, vamos
Dois CT no mínimo. Fica 3 aqui, fica 3
banana,
aqui.
banana.
Três aqui
O
comigo,
retake dele vai ser pela banana, guys. Eles estão chegando já, falem.
Então vamos
Só um
matar os
3
três,
aí,
vamos
só um
matar
3
base.
aí.
Esquece
Vai,
3,
vai,
esquece 3, esquece 3.
Mantém pra base, mantém pra base.
Mata esse cara, vem.
Para. Mantém pra base CT.
Lá atrás,
Quase um.
para.
Vai na banana,
segura
guys.
esse, tem
No banana.
Vai, morto.
Mais um. Mais um banana.
Caixão.
Meu caixão, guys.
Nice, caralho!
Bora.
Boa, guys! Boa!
Bora,
Vamos
caralho.
com calma, vamos contar com calma, guys.
Vamos fazer Astralis aqui, tem bomba?
Não, tem um molo.
Não
Mano,
tem problema, vocês mocam a base, pô.
Ah, é verdade.
11 damage done in that pistol round to FURIA Academy. And Hugo, you just made this comment. It's in the pistol rounds more than ever. I think you really see the glimmers of the main FURIA team come through the Academy roster, right? This is so wild, it's so chaotic, but it's almost got like a certain masterful elegance about it at the same time. Like they thrive in these chaotic situations.
Yeah, I feel like after hearing that one, they don't seem like they just got 13-2'd, right? Very, very keen, very reinvigorated already. And I mentioned earlier that T-sides have been impeccable on this map. Managed to get an 8-round half yesterday. I know 8 rounds here isn't enough, but when your back's up against the wall, it's all the more time to show what you've got. But the Deagle doing the damage, finishing what the scout started. Regali is still here. Oh, he's got another tag. More pistols, getting more kills. Regali, missed shot. Lets them in, that's fine. You're up a man, you can play retake here. No kit. That's the only thing holding you back. But a boost up might help.
Oh, they're holding it. They're cognizant of it. And so now you've lost that 4-on-3 security blanket that you once had. Keve is very, very low as well. So a lot of pressure on the other two, the only two, well, I was going to say full health players, the two healthier players. Keve thrown through the smoke. And this one just becomes a damage-dealing round now for Fnatic Rising. Can they keep you trapped in the site, though? That's the question. That's what they're trying to do. Hepzor, bit of damage would have been worth its weight in gold at slowing down those exits and having players fall to the bomb. But unfortunately for Fnatic Rising, that doesn't work out, and everyone gets away for FURIA Academy. Now an eco round for the Fnatic Rising squad. They're buying up some nades. Little nade stack down banana, down through top middle, do some damage onto these ramp players, and maybe you can make it spiral out of hand.
Little nade stack here for Fnatic, but yeah, it's more just FURIA building into the second half. Oh, bow down. Nice nade, does dunk ZMB, but no more casualties you would hope. Quick, clean, and everything in between. Regali is playing with his food, but really, he's on the table. He's on the plate. Yeah, that's how you get rid of him. Double nades. 5 rounds, though, for FURIA Academy. Comeback starts here.
Yeah, now I will say, right, where a squad like Fnatic Rising could have trouble is in closing out a game like this, where they're at a huge advantage, their opponents win the pistol and get the conversions, and so it's like, right now, Fnatic Rising is still in high spirits, right? It probably hasn't even crossed their minds that this is a game that can come back to haunt them just yet. But you'd be surprised how quickly it happens, especially on a CT side of Inferno, right? Where the CT money is so punishing, where a few well-placed rounds here and there can keep you on the back foot. I mean, hell, just ask FURIA Academy. Now, Ninja's nading out decency is not what you wanted there. It's only made unfortunate by the presence of the Dink before KST dies, or else that wouldn't have happened. But it's left this in a 4-on-4, and they're re-flashing Keve in to take banana.
Nice.
That's the bomb dropped on the back of Ninjas.
I love that he doesn't overplay his hand. Even though he gets a bomb, would have been very easy to stay, to go for another, but he sees he has a chance to get away, and he goes, fine, I'll take a 4-on-3. You want to give me a freebie? Absolutely no problem. Now, FURIA should have grabbed this bomb in the smoke, because if it fades, that's going to be even harder. Like, at this point, they're committing. They're going to run a B execute. They're still down a man, though. Orp is holding the flank, but no one is pushing the back just yet. Fnatic is just sat on their laurels in a 2-2 setup. This bomb is still down in the open. Like, I don't know why no one's picked it up.
Yeah, that's fortunately enough, no one's swinging this angle from Fnatic Rising, so it can just be retrieved. But yeah, that is something that maybe would have been punished by other teams. Pepsor dead after one, and Keve is just playing a numbers game right now, not wanting to overplay his hand, especially with how conservative he'd been at earlier points in the round. It doesn't make sense to just die now. Setting up for a 3-on-2. Flash is perfect. Regali setting up Keve for that peak. And it's left to ZMB, who's swung by the AWP Regali, who cancels him out once again. Not only does he provide the flashes to accelerate that retake, he's then the guy to close it out. 14 on the board for Fnatic Rising. And any worries that they had about this game slipping through their fingers might be alleviated on the back of that little round victory right there.
Yeah, Kevin looks like a bit of a beast in that round as well, but just really solid decision-making, just not overplaying his hand, as I said.
Yeah, also, I hate to home in on someone, you know, making some errors, but if you wanted to look at that round as to where it kind of started to go wrong, Ninjas might be a homed in on point. Yeah. Loses the bomb up towards top banana, nades his teammate out. That one was just unfortunate. It's more the bomb death that's the little... you know, the little problem. Admittedly, comes off the back of the flash retake setup.
Yeah.
But it was still the fact the bomb's very, very deep compared to anyone else.
We have seen that a bit in this tournament, like bomb kind of on its own, or either forgotten, or too far forward, or untradeable. Like, yeah, that's something that, you know, most teams have a dedicated bomb player. It is, you know, depending on map, often on Inferno, the AWP just holding the bomb. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind, but not always a massive issue. Rarely comes back to bite you. Didn't in that round, not massively, other than the info that the bomb was B. It's not like that forced to rotate. Here we go up mid. KST tucked to the corner, and they're getting baited in. Keve through the smoke. What? He just got two through a full smoke. Tell me that's a one-way, Keve. I don't know how he's done it. Regali's ready to close. He wants this round done. He wants it over with, and so he'll make it so.
He's so good.
So quick.
He is just so, and it's like you just feel like every shot is gonna hit before he's even fired, and
because they do.
There's not many players that give you that kind of emotion. Let's listen into Fnatic Rising as they might be about to close out a very one-sided game.
And I'll just hold B alone.
So you wanna go to boiler?
Do the push. You do the regular push.
Okay. Yeah.
Me and David will run, and you will go.
Let's finish it. Let's go.
Yeah, this is the killing blow,
Pepper,
guys.
I will right-click here in the smoke, okay?
Yeah, Kevin is with you.
Watch out. Yeah, Kevin, watch out.
Flashing first. Flashing second. Bomb.
Deep.
Far back.
Two.
One dead right side. One more. Far back.
Deep. Watch out.
I'm falling back. I'm 1 HP. Watch out.
I'm going B.
Can you come
I
B?
left mid. Yeah.
I smoke
Flash?
mid.
Pushing B, I think.
I don't have Molo. Flash.
Two more. Pushing.
Nice.
I'm stuck. Coiled. I'm still coiled.
Nice.
That's CT.
I can flash too.
Let us die. Two.
Nice.
Nice, man.
Wait, be right back. I need to scare my uncle.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.